Yo, it's about to go down. I said, yo, it's about to go down.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to a special edition of Urban Health Outreach Media. Y'all know who I am. I'm Steve Belcher. Before I begin the show on appointing a healthcare agent and advanced care planning, I just want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. Honestly, I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I look at it as another day. But I thank God at the same time that he woke me up this morning to continue this mission that I'm doing. Today I just pretty much chilled, but later on in the evening, I did do a broadcast in front of a dialysis facility. It wasn't DeVito or Fresenius, but it was a independent still, just to show you how serious this problem continues to be. Also, I'd just like to say thank you to our supporters and followers who have donated to my birthday fund for Urban Kidney Alliance. Really appreciate it. We don't get rich off of that. We're just volunteers, the people who do this, myself, Tamika Gaines, Lisa Baxter, Don P. Edwards, Jim Myers, Jeffrey and Jared Brown. We're just advocates. That money just goes to help do these shows and other operational costs. But just wanted to thank you for thinking about us with your donations. Also, please, that petition, share that petition. Very important. This is why that petition is important. With corporate companies, they have what's called corporate social responsibility, or CSR. And what that is a self-regulating business model that helps a company be socially accountable to itself, its stakeholders, and the public. And by practicing corporate social responsibility, companies can be conscious of the kind of impact they are having on all aspects of society, including economic, social, and environment. And DaVita, Fresenius, these big, large corporate companies that are setting shop in urban communities where you may see 6 and 7 clinics within the 3-4 mile radius, that's not called for without having any type of awareness in the community, especially if that company knows that diabetes and hypertension are the 2 leading causes. If they know, then they should let the community know to be aware of that so they won't be the next victim. So please go and sign that petition and share it. And one last thing I'd just like to say, speaking for myself as Executive Director of Urban Kidney Alliance, I just like to say to our supporters, black, white, however you want to label it, because when we were first born, I'm sure who created us didn't see color. This was something that man made a label, black, white, good, bad. But I just want to say for myself, to our non-black supporter, or if you want to say white supporters, however you want to label it, look, we're still going to do what we do. Regardless of what's going on, we acknowledge, we already know what's going on. We talked about this, the disparity and everything that's going on with kidney disease. I mean, it's all across the board, but we focus on kidney disease. So this is nothing new to us. But speaking for myself, please, you don't have to feel like I haven't experienced this, but no one has to feel like they're walking on eggshells. Still be yourself, because we're still going to be ourselves. We're still going to deliver this information, whether you're black, white, green, blue, red. We don't see any color. We just see blood. We all bleed red. And with that, I'm going to go to the education section. But before I say that, I just would like to quote a scripture from the Bible, Galatians 3:28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither slave nor free. There is neither male and female, for you all one in Christ. That's how I see it. We are all one in Christ. We was born all the same way. We didn't all come here any different way. We all came through our mother's womb. So that's how I look at it. So with that being said, let me go on with this topic that's very important. Very important. Because look, the COVID-19 and everything else that's going on, we see people dying left and right. It doesn't have to be COVID-19. It could be the ninth leading cause of death, which is kidney disease. It could be cardiac arrest. It could be all the multiple problems that can cause us to have issues. So with that being said, we believe it's very important to appoint a healthcare agent or prepare a advanced care planning, especially if you have a chronic illness that you're managing and that you're managing to get through with it. But at the same time, we never know what can happen at the drop of a dime that may render us unconscious and able to make important decisions. And if you can't make it, who's going to make it? You may not want to be on a ventilator, but somebody may put you on a ventilator to keep you alive. You may not want that. You may not want to be in a vegetative state, but somebody may want to keep you alive because you may be getting a disability check, right? And as long as you're alive, you continue to get the check, and the person who's taking care of you may be able to cash that check. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. And these are the things that you got to think about. This is the cold, hard truth. And that's why you have to put some type of plan in place so it doesn't happen to you. So let's first talk about appointing a healthcare agent. Now, look, appointing a healthcare agent is the legal process of assigning another person to make healthcare decisions on your behalf if you are unable to communicate your wishes. What if you're intubated? You're sitting back, you got the ventilator, you intubated, and you can't say nothing. Only thing you can do is just look. You know, you're writing scribble. No one can understand that. You may not want to stay alive. You may just want to go on, or you may have other wishes. So that's why appointing a healthcare agent is very important, especially if you're dealing with a chronic illness. Now, your agent can talk with doctors, make decisions about tests, procedures, and other treatment. This person is also referred to as a healthcare proxy or durable power of attorney for healthcare. The names and form requirements vary from state to state. Share this broadcast. Who may be a good choice? Who may be a good choice? Who might you pick to be a healthcare agent? Here are some options: your spouse or partner, son or daughter, mother or father, sister or brother, or a friend. Someone may not come to mind immediately. You may not want anybody that I name to be a healthcare agent. Think about the people in your life. Other options include a distant relative, a neighbor, or someone at your place of worship. This is serious, guys. And you know how many people passed away from COVID just like that. How many of those people who passed away, we don't know because no one took any type of data. But how many of them people you think appointed a healthcare agent? They didn't think that they were going to get COVID-19. So you may have some things that you may want donated or passed down. Even a will. This is the time to think about this. We may not want to think about it, but this is the cold, hard truth, just like what's happening in the world today, right now. It's the cold, hard truth, and you have to be prepared for that. All right, it's no more sugarcoating. You have to know what's going on so you can make decisions for yourself, your family, and your loved ones. Okay. Now, these are the things to think about when you're talking about appointing a healthcare agent. One, will they be able to make decisions for you, even if their own wishes are different from yours? You got to think about that. Because just like I said, someone may be staying with you, right? You may be getting a fat VA check or something, and something happened to you where you may want, you may not want to be on a ventilator or stay alive because you may just feel like enough is enough. But you don't have any control when something happens to you. It happens in your sleep, a stroke, something. You don't know. We don't never know. And so when that happens and you're unconscious and the person who's taking care of you get you to the hospital and you're intubated and they say, okay, we're able to save them, but they lost a lot of brain oxygen to the brain, so they're going to be in a vegetative state. They still would be alive, but they'll be in a vegetative state where they don't have any more quality of life. So you're somewhere in a rehab place, drooling, with a towel, right? A towel under you, right? For the spit, you're drooling down, right? And you're sitting there and you don't even know what's going on. You don't have any quality of life. You got a towel under your neck right here because slob is coming down and they don't want it to get on your clothes. And you're sitting in the wheelchair, right? Don't know what is going on. Nothing. No quality of life. But somebody's getting that check. Someone's getting that check. And it's not you. Because you don't know what's going on. You can't spend it. So think about this. 2, will their feelings for you get in the way of making decisions on your behalf? 3, will they stand up for you? Will anyone stand up for you when you can't stand up for yourself? I've seen that many times as a dialysis nurse, going in patient's room. They can't make a decision on their own and their family member not even there. No one's there at the bedside. 4, will they be comfortable asking questions of busy doctors and other providers? 5, will they ask for clarification if the answer or situation isn't understood? 6, will they be able to make decisions in changing situations? 7, will the doctor be able to reach them when needed? Will that person answer that call when the doctors call? This is the stuff you need to think about. Now, choosing someone who isn't a family member or a friend. Listen, sometimes it is difficult for a partner or family member to be your agent. Seriously. For example, they may find it too difficult to agree to ending treatment because of their relationship with you. even if you have made your wishes very clear. Listen, if I don't want to be on a ventilator, if I don't want any safety measures, if I go, let me go. Don't be trying your all efforts and all that. I don't want it. And that's my right. So that's why you got to choose someone who's going to be indifferent, who's going to be neutral. Your family members may have that emotion. So at that time, they may not want to pull the plug. In this case, it might be wiser to pick someone else, because even though you made it very clear that you don't want to be on a ventilator, someone may say, no, I want you on a ventilator because of emotional. If you do choose someone else, it is important to be sure your partner or family members know who he or she is. That's very important to communicate with them. How hard it may be for them or hurt them, get your wishes clarified. You can say something like this: I choose my friend, whoever it is, Albert, Eddie, because he or she be able to speak for me without becoming too emotional, and this will take the pressure off you. Let me tell you some myths about appointing a healthcare agent. A lawyer must prepare an appointment of healthcare agent or they are very expensive. Very false. You don't need a lawyer. These are legal documents, but they do not need to be prepared by a lawyer. However, state laws vary, and it is important to find the forms and signature requirements that apply in your area. Another myth: if I appoint a healthcare agent, I will lose my decision-making power. That's false. Your agent will start making decisions for you when your doctor, when your doctor determines that you are not able to make healthcare decisions for yourself. Very important, guys. I can't tell you, especially if you got kidney disease, whether you're on dialysis, you're not on dialysis yet, if you had a transplant, anything can happen. Don't take nothing for granted. Don't take nothing for granted if you're dealing with kidney disease. Again, it's the 9th leading cause of death in the United States. So don't take nothing like that for granted. Even if you got a transplant, don't take it for granted. You may be a single mother and have 2 kids and not have no one else. A single father and no other relatives. Who's going to make that decision if your kids are under 16 or 8 or 10? They can't make no decision like that. They got to be 18 or older. So if you're in this position, please find a friend, a family member, or someone you trust that can make this decision if you find yourself unable to make healthcare decisions. Very important. That's why they had something like this, because it's happened. Talk with your physician and care team about completion of advanced care planning documents, specific state requirements of above documents, additional questions or concerns. Let me see. And you can just go to your state, type in advanced care planning or appointing a healthcare agent in your state. You can Google that, and it will come up with forms that you could download and do that. All right, so let me move on to advanced care planning. Okay, advanced care planning, almost similar, right? But there's several type of directives. So advanced care planning, this is a process, right? Not it involves appointing a healthcare agent, but advanced care planning is a process which allows you to make plans about your health. I'm sorry, it allows you to make plans about your future health care if there is a medical emergency. Now, it involves thinking about your values and your beliefs and how they would guide your treatment choices. It involves learning about different medical procedures and what they can and cannot do. This is what the process entails. Again, it starts off with thinking about your values and beliefs and how they will guide your treatment choices. It talks about learning about different medical procedures and what they can and cannot do for you. It's talking about your preferences with your family, friends, and your healthcare team. It's about deciding the level of care you would or would not want in a critical situation. It's recording your wishes so they can be followed if you are unable to speak for yourself. And it's about sharing your advanced care decisions with your healthcare agent, family, and medical team. Guys, I can't tell you how important this is, and you don't hear a lot about this type of information being talked about. You don't hear this unless you type it in, or some people just don't think about it because there's other things in life that you have on your mind. And so that's why we do these type of shows. So it can get you thinking about advanced care planning or appointing a health agent. So there are several types of directives. The form names and requirements, again, they vary from state to state. The first one, or the first directive, appointment of healthcare agent. I just talked about that. This document authorizes another person to make healthcare decisions on your behalf if you're unable to communicate your wishes. So anything, I can't tell you how many people has been in respiratory distress. I seen 1 second they okay, next minute they're in respiratory distress and they intubated, and now you can't even talk to them to see what they want because they can't communicate. This form is also referred to as a healthcare proxy or durable power of attorney for healthcare. The second directive, living wills, very important. A living will is a legal document that lets your state, I'm sorry, a living will is a legal document that lets you state your wishes for end-of-life medical care. Family members and doctors use it to make decisions about medical treatment when you can't communicate or make decisions for yourself. Again, if you don't want to be resuscitated, you may not want people to be doing CPR on your chest. You may not want none of that. You may just want to go on to glory and just call it a day. This is what the living will allows you to do, right? They got to have that. You keep that document with you when you go to the hospital, or you got to have that document. Make sure people know what your wishes are. Medical orders. This is another directive. These are forms that focus only on immediate treatment, right? You see these in a lot of nursing homes, and now they do have them in patient's chart I believe in the dialysis clinic. So basically, it's best for health emergencies because it's signed by a doctor. These documents are referred to as, and I'm sure a lot of you may have heard of them, do not resuscitate, DNR, physician's orders for life-sustaining treatment, POLST for short, the acronym, or medical orders for scope of treatment, or most. All right, let's talk about the myths. Going about close it up after this. We got Warriors Quest with Jared A. Brown coming up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myths about advanced care planning. Advanced care plannings are for the very old or seriously ill. False. While ACP documents are more frequent among the elderly, yeah, you see them. Your mom, pop, you may be taking care of your mother. They may be in a nursing facility, and you may have to sign one of these forms for them. Don't think it can apply to you as well. Everyone could benefit from having one. It is not possible to know when a life-threatening event may occur. You can't tell. Somebody could hit you from the side. You could be driving to work in another car, the driver lose control and run into you or something like that. Therefore, it's important to at least appoint someone as your healthcare agent. Here's another myth. I do not need ACP. My family knows what I want. False. Your family does not know what you want unless you have discussed specific wishes with them. Even then, they may not remember or agree with your decisions. Putting your wishes in writing ensures that they will be followed and takes the decision-making pressure off your loved ones. What about family members? I've seen this many times where you got a family where you may have 9 or 6 or 7 siblings, and each sibling may want to do something different for their mom or dad who may have rendered medically unable to make these type of decisions. Now you got the whole family arguing if they want to let her live, they want to let her die. I mean, it's a mess. I've seen this so many times in families that don't have something like this in place, especially large families, because everybody has their own opinion on what may be going on. Another myth. A lawyer must prepare a ACP or they are very expensive. False. ACPs are, again, legal documents, but they do not need to be prepared by a lawyer. However, state laws vary, and it is important to find the forms and signature requirements that apply in your area. Another myth. If I appoint an healthcare agent, I will lose my decision-making powers. I said that before in the other session about appointing a healthcare agent. That's false. Your agent will start making decisions for you when your doctor determines that you are not able to make healthcare decisions for yourself. Another myth. An advance directive means do not treat. False. An advance directive can express both what you want and don't want. Even if you do not want treatment to cure you, you should always be kept reasonably pain-free and comfortable. The last myth. ACPs are permanent and cannot be changed. Another myth. That's false. You can change your ACP documents or cancel orders at any time, either in writing or verbally. They should be reviewed when there is a significant life change or every 10 years. Talk to your physician and care team about completion of advanced care planning documents, specific state requirements, and additional questions or concerns. Again, guys, this is very important because you never know what may happen. So with that being said, again, thank you guys for watching. We are not going anywhere regardless of what's happening in the world. If nothing happens to me or any one of, my partner or any other one of the board of directors in Urban Health Outreach Media, then just rest assured we will continue to bring quality care shows, education, broadcast, advocacy, anything we can do to enhance the quality of your life, whether you're on, off, or dialysis. Oh, and one more thing I want to say before I end. We have to continue as a kidney disease community to continue to support one another. Just like you may see where they say, each community, whether it's Black, white, Jewish, or Asian, how each community should support themselves. We as a kidney disease community have to support each other because we're all dealing with the same common denominator, and that's kidney disease. And when we see one fellow kidney disease warrior going through something or need help, we should be there for them, especially if they can't be there for themselves. So I'd just like to acknowledge everyone who came in on my watch party. Thank you, everyone who has commented, hey, Martin, color is only reflection of light. Absolutely. Difference is only viewed by the eyes and interpretations and individual decisions. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Miss Louise McNeil. Yup, playing now. Thank you for watching. Martin, again, thank you. I appreciate you for chiming in. And Miss Lynette, thank you. Okay. Working on durable power of attorney now for my father-in-law who just, I know, you're in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you for watching. Please share this video. And just like Miss Malone said, she's working on one now. You can't sleep on this. And this is the information that is not out there that people know about. I mean, I'm sure people know about it, but they're not really thinking about it because there's other things on their mind that they need to think about. A lot of people probably say, the last thing I need to think about right now is advanced, care planning or appointing a healthcare agent. Okay, great. That's awesome. And so, I mean, you know what his wishes are. Yeah, thank you, Martin. But yeah, guys, this is important. I know it may be mundane, but this is important. And I wish we didn't have to talk about it, but we do. Education is definitely key. And again, thank you guys for watching. Share this broadcast and tune in for 8:30 for Warriors Quest with Jared A. Brown. God bless you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. And again, if you don't have kidney disease, get tested for kidney disease because the life you save may be on. God bless you and have a great evening. Peace.
Yo, it's about to go down. I said y'all, it's about to go down.